there was a comment a little bit like, well, Alipay is just embedding in New York City taxis as addressing the tourists. Alipay has grand ambitions in the United States. I agree 100% with Dan that each market has its unique.
Do they admit that? I'm not sure they admit that, but you think that's they eventually want to be a big player in payments here.
I think there's no doubt about that.
What makes you say that?
I'm sure Dan and I both have had conversations with people at both those companies, and I think this is a large economy. They want growth. They think about. Alipay in particular has been incredibly strategic about making investments and then stitching together. They're the largest shareholder in Paytm. They're the largest shareholder in can't remember the payment network in Indonesia. And they're in some ways they're building their own version of an interoperable payment network, but closed to their world.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event, and now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, guys, we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back. We also have stocks flat. Now, we have Michael Saylor buys 5,445 BTC for $147 million. Now holds 4.68 billion worth of BTC. And guys, remember, when you see MicroStrategy, you should see Morgan Stanley. Now, don't forget we have futures contracts ending this Friday. So, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which are up. We have the dollar, which is up, and we know that is not good for the markets. And then we have volume and crypto up. We know anytime we're making a big move, you have to have volume. We have Tether, USDC, and then, of course, we have the Fed. Repo at 1.4 trillion. And we know the central banks now are stop raising rates, but they're going to be holding rates higher for longer until we get that event. We know the Fed forecasts are never correct. Something always happens where they have to adjust. And we can clearly see the holes in the market with these higher interest rates is causing. And remember, guys, this is global. They have to destroy this global legacy market in order to bring in the robots, algorithms, and drones, and then plus cryptocurrency. But like I stated, this week is going to be a roller coaster ride. We have futures, we have strikes going on, and yes, you may not be on a strike, but it's going to affect this economy nationwide. And then on top of it, we have the government shutdown looming. We know that's a movie, but that's going to affect everyone. And then on top of it, guys, we're just a few months away from the holidays. And we know the NWO loves to bring in the movies in the fourth quarter. And we definitely heard those drums are beating. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about Grayscale sent about $21.8 billion on Friday. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have Amazon invest $4 billion in Anthropic AI startup. And it was founded by members of the OpenAI. And guys, when you're talking about investing $4 billion in a company, you know for a fact it's going to work out. And then also, they already know what the mission is. And that's this digital transformation where the machines take over. And then, guys, we have Chainlink downplays the fact that they changed the multi-sig. So changing the amount of signatures that's required. But guys, anytime Chainlink is working with Swift, we already know the agenda. We know that Chainlink is giving Swift the all-seeing eye. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you, it's definitely going to be centralized. Remember, guys, they're pulling all this data from all the major blockchains and giving to Swift. Whoever owns all this data owns the globe. And then lastly, guys, we know our corporations, our banks play both sides. We have the digital Yuan app as prepaid MasterCard and Visa card for tourists. So if you're traveling to China, all thing you have to do is get inside that app and you'll be able to start using that digital Yuan with Visa and MasterCard. And remember what Brad Garlinghouse stated, that Alipay and WeChat, their agenda is globally. And we know the emerging markets, the BRICS nations, are moving away from the dollar, which is going to stop the U.S. dollar from being the world reserve currency. And the Belt and Road is going to give China that new world reserve currency backed by that digital SDR. So guys, you're witnessing the fall of America to Babylon 2.0 and the rise of China, the dragon, along with that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. Guys, it's time for you to get yourselves in position. You do not want to get caught on the wrong side of history. Remember, the Crypto Teacher gives you the truth, nothing but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but it sets you free. And remember, when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.